We are live on Lone Star Community Radio, locally here in the Conroe area only. If you're driving through and you're like, hey, man, I want to keep listening, it's easy. You can download the Lone Star Internet Radio app. Very clever with the name change because it's on the internet. Or you can visit us online worldwide at irlonestar.com.
And IR stands for?
Internet Radio.
Oh my gosh.
Golly.
Golly gee.
And so that's us. So we're the morning show. We're here every weekday morning from 9 to 4 with special guests.
9 to 4.
What did I say?
Oh,
It said 9:04.
Yeah.
So, there's me. This is Dick. And so it's 9 to 11. And we kind of welcome anyone. If you want to be a guest, just let us know. Visit us on Facebook. We are streaming live on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. All that good stuff. Feel free to chat in. We are brought to you by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. And we have some hungry wolves today. That's right. St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary is going to be in today.
Awesome.
They're doing a fundraiser with a singer-songwriter, Coco O'Connell. And she's going to be on the phone with us. But I think we're actually going to have a special visit. Not from a wolf, because I wouldn't want a wolf in here. I'm not, I told you about that yesterday. Holly's like, let's go pet him. And I'm like, why would you ever want to go pet a wolf? No one wants to pet a wolf. I would not want to be near a wolf. Would you want to be near a wolf?
No.
It's like wanting to be near a bear. Like, oh, they're so cute. No, they're not. They're going to tear your face off.
And I told you, there have been those who have, lived amongst the bears for decades.
And then it almost ends. I bet you it's like a 98% chance if you, like, every time you were with the bear, that's how many chances to get killed by one.
I wonder how many bear, what's the word, fans, those who kind of live with the bears and stuff. I wonder what the retirement rate is. How many actually make it to retirement age what the attrition rate is.
We need the Bears Etc. people coming in and telling us more about bears.
Right. I'm not trying to give bears a bad rap. I'm just saying frequently humans
just don't hang out with bears.
Yeah, we love to anthropomorphize animals. We love to make them human.
Like, remember that scene in Scarface where he has the tiger?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why would you want a tiger?
Well, now, but let's be fair. In Walking Dead, you got Shiva the tiger. You want that tiger because that tiger goes after zombies.
That's not realistic.
We're talking about the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, that's true. Well, welcome, Mornings Lone Star again. Special guest at 10 o'clock today will be the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. If you have a chance, though, what they do allow you to do is come visit them. That's right. They do a couple of events every year. They invite the public out, which I think you can actually go out whenever you want. We'll find out more about that. But like, you can actually see the wolves in an extended habitat, a closed habitat. That's one thing that I always kind of laugh when they try to do PR about their cages, because it isn't like a kennel. And so it's like, there's no way to say it's like a wonderful thing because it's not the wild, because they don't want wild wolves in the area. I don't really know. I'm going to learn a lot about wolves today.
Right.
Because wasn't there a wolf attack or wolf attacks like 6 years ago in spring or something like that?
I'd have to remember that.
And it wasn't really, I don't think people got hurt. I think it was like animals were disappearing. Like,
Well, yeah, you got wolves, you got coyotes, you got these animals that are in nature. And as we all know, nature is just God's way of saying, hey, you can die.
You're next.
Yeah, basically. That's it right there.
So that's going to be fun. It's at 10 o'clock. So if you have wolf questions or anything like that, you can check them out online. Just look up St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. It's on the west side of the 105 of Montgomery. I think it's more near Dobbin, if I had to guess. But speaking of that, let's do some weather and traffic for the area. So with traffic conditions in the I-45, southbound and northbound, and Highway 69, everything's looking good. I'm not seeing any accidents or incidences, but one. That's right, one accident, which there's always seems to be an accident right here. It is on the service road. Oh, man, I faked you out. It's northbound on the service road right underneath the Hardy Toll Road. So if you're trying to get there northbound, there is an accident on the right by the on-ramp and exit ramp. So it's like,
I know
if
exactly
you're trying to go where you're going,
about.
you're not going to be able to go where you're going fast enough right there. That's on the service road, northbound I-45, right there at the Hardy Toll Road, heading northbound. Outside that, heading into Houston, you're pretty much good to go. You're going to run into trouble right there at 610 I-45, and you're going to head in 1960, Highway 69. You're going to run into trouble right there at I-10. I mean, that's normal. It's 9 o'clock downtown. No one wants to be there. Everyone wants to be here, which is wonderful. So let's move on to today's topics. It is 9:08.
Let me give you some weather real quick.
Oh, that's right.
People are like tuned in. They're like, what's the weather? What's the weather tree saying? Hey, the weather tree is saying that it is partly cloudy out there. Only a 10% chance of rain all day, apparently. Tomorrow, it may start kicking in, but it is 80 degrees right now. Going to go up to 92. It's going to look like that pretty much all through next week. Partly cloudy, maybe some storms, nothing too radical. Hot during the day, cooler at night.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. I watched the soccer game yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much my boys in Belgium. They
lost.
They lost.
It was actually, if you're into soccer, it was a very disappointing game. There's a lot of time wasting, a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct. And I mean, I guess if it's worth winning the World Cup, you go for it, man.
Well, maybe realize that these boys in the Thai soccer team in the caves, they had to wait to be rescued, which makes them through the waters.
Yeah.
So that makes them the first soccer players in history not to take a dive.
Ooh.
You see what I did there?
Well, there are certain players that don't dive. Like it's in their nature, and that's why you start learning, if you start paying attention to soccer, is there's a world, like different areas of the world have different philosophies in soccer.
The philosophies, and also their their stats. You have baseball pitchers who, if they're upset, they throw high and inside. They have a shtick.
For example, England has always been known for the rough game. Like if you're going to play England's soccer in England, you're going to get your ankles bit. You're going to, it's amazing. You get
they're going to pour laxative in your Gatorade.
Well, no, more of they'll just shove you. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll elbow you. They'll hit your eye sockets. They'll do they play dirty.
Yes.
And it's not dirty like how Central and South America play dirty, because they play dirty by fouling you to the point where
they will shiv you.
It's assault.
They'll shiv you in the midfield.
Actually, what's funny is coming up, the United States is going to be in a tournament. I think the Gold Cup's coming up next year, which is a tournament between Central America, North America, and then some parts of South America. That is one of the craziest tournaments ever to watch because of how dirty the players. I'm talking oh, you're behind me. Oh, I didn't mean to hit my elbow in your face. I didn't mean to do that.
Oops.
And so that's really funny. That's going to be a good tournament. But today's England, so Leo is really all about that from Conrad Coffee, and they're going to be playing Croatia, and that's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be one thing that England does really well is they screw up really well. So it's all up to them, really. They're the stronger team, in my opinion, but it just comes down to them screwing it up.
Think so?
Yeah. It's usually it's in soccer, and that's what's kind of unfortunate about this World Cup is a lot of the big players got knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
I would say majority of the big players got knocked out, and they just had a poor performance. Everyone, Brazil did all right. Everyone thought Brazil had it in the bag after Germany got kicked out and Argentina got kicked out.
Right. It was supposed to be, what was it? Spain, unless Germany made it to the semifinals. Yeah. Remember how I made those? Well, I didn't make the predictions. I relayed the predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I guess that makes it exciting that, you have two teams going in, whether it's a Super Bowl or World Series or World Cup, and we love an upset, especially if there's an underdog involved.
Yeah. And so that's, they play today, 1:00. So it's going to be fun. And please be safe if you're drinking and driving today. Outside of that, let's move on. Can we move on to news headlines and local news? Apparently, there's the dust storms coming back.
Oh, great. My allergies
so I figured
just recovering.
ABC13.com has a report, and a lot of people are like, what do you do about it? There's really nothing you can do about it.
Well, don't be like me and spend the first night in your house by yourself with the windows open. I mean, there's no air conditioning, so I'm to be forgiven for that. But yeah, I guess, make sure your air filters are replaced or cleaned. I'm the guy that I'll take them outside and bonk them together and then stick.
You want to just replace them?
Because I rarely think about going to the store to buy air conditioning.
It's Amazon, dude.
I should do that. I really should. I'm enjoying.
The Amazon's allowed you to be the laziest person possible. You realize that?
This is true.
You really
nailed that one.
The next step for us to become even more lazy is what's that thing in Star Trek where they make everything?
The replicator.
The replicator. Yeah, that's the next step for us. We're almost there.
Do you think we're going to end up like the humans in WALL-E?
No, I would say no, because I think as technology advances, so will the ability to change the molecules of our food. because that's saying if we just ate McDonald's every day. That's what Wally's saying. We have our, our 32-ounce cups and all that stuff. I don't see that being, that's not a normal thing with people. Like, do you normally go to the store and get a 32-ounce Coke?
No.
I think that's not an average thing. I think there's a select people who do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Wally thing, no, I think what happens is we're going to make technology so easy. So eating healthy is so easy. Because I think that's kind of like why people go to McDonald's, because it's easy. So if you just make it easy to get, a BLT opposed to a big beefy burger, I think some people will make the decisions to.
Speaking of which, we need to tell people about our beefy burgers we ate yesterday.
That's true. We went to Hi Bob. Warning, it wasn't good. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio, IRLoneStar.com. Mornings with Lone Star, brought to you by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning with Skippy.
Hello.
Of C3 Creative Solutions.
Close, very close. Creative content creation.
Great. Why do I want to say solutions? I don't know. We'll be right back.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, president of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on IRLoneStar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Welcome back. Mornings with Lone Star. IRLoneStar.com, worldwide and locally here on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and of course on Facebook Live. We went to IHOP yesterday, tried their burgers. I got the brunch burger, which is basically breakfast on a burger. And
yeah, you had the eggs, bacon, and hash browns on a burger.
So when I first purchased it, or like made it in my mind, purchased it in my mind, I go, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat all this. This is so much food. It's great. I can eat it later. But I will say when they delivered it, it was probably a fourth or almost a half size smaller than what I imagined.
Right.
Am I wrong about that?
The burgers, they fulfilled every legal requirement to be a burger, but there was absolutely nothing special about them. And so I'm not dissing IHOP here. I mean, they were burgers. We ate them. We finished them. We had French fries.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I think it's kind of weird when you go to eat a burger at a sit down place. I don't feel like it's going to be in the same realm as eating like a Sonic burger.
Right.
But
yeah, the burger I had yesterday, I had the straightforward,
the classic.
Yeah, I had the classic. We got cheddar because I think neither of us are fans of American.
No, America sucks.
Well, American cheese is not cheese. It's petroleum based. It's like it's like the monkeys are only 2% off our DNA. Yeah, I think American cheese is 2% off of the petroleum DNA. But yeah, it was, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Dick, for taking me off my birthday lunch yesterday. That burger sat with me all day and all night long, so I was pretty good with that. But yeah, just nothing special about it. And of course, if you missed us talking about it yesterday, the IHOB thing was temporary and, it was temporary. So,
Well, what was strange to me about that was people were saying they even said at the beginning this was just a stunt.
Right. But
I didn't see any of that. I saw it as like,
well,
they
were
really are.
I think they wanted to see if people would take it seriously before they started flipping the P's over to B's. Because think about it, you've seen the logo, right?
Mhm.
The O and the P in IHOP makes a face, 2 eyes and a nose going down to a smiley mouth. So when you do IHOB, the nose is suddenly pointing up. It doesn't work. So they'd have to change their whole logo. So I think they were just waiting. It's a big old thing. They were hoping to get people to talk, but the whole build up to it, IHOB, what's it going to mean? And people are coming up with better things than burgers. Better answers to B. And they could have just turned it into a PR campaign.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
To say, IHOP? No, IHOB.
Like for this next month, we're going to do IHOB because we got new burgers.
And that's, I think, the plan was all along. But someone in their marketing company said, hey, I got an idea. Let's pretend we're going to.
Well, they didn't commit.
No, that's what I'm saying. The signs were still the same. They said, we're going to be changing our logo and changing our signs. And no, it was a little ill-advised. I mean, here's the thing. We went to go eat 2 burgers. They sold 2 more burgers yesterday than they would have otherwise.
Ever. Because I would never have gone to, I would never portray my Waffle House.
So you cheated on your Waffle House.
I did.
I'm going to have to take you to Waffle House there so you can, feel better.
I think they have burgers there. Actually, what's funny is I don't even know what's on their menu besides what I get I don't think I've ever
You told me yesterday what you get at Waffle House. You and Holly go there and what you get. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. And then don't forget, we get cheddar cheese and jalapenos in our hash browns, and we share that. It's so good.
There you go. I should try that. I've actually gotten more of a flavor for spicy foods as I've gotten older. I thought it was the other way around.
It's all day. That's all I do. I gotta have either Tabasco or I gotta have some type of seasoned salt or seasoned.
Okay. Now, when's your birthday again?
June 5th.
June 5th, because I know it was recently. I don't want to wait a whole 11 months. So
I like that. And then
let's find a reason to go to Waffle House.
My mother brought me. I told you that they went to Santa Fe, and she brought me fresh chilies from there, dried chilies from Santa Fe.
Right.
So we're gonna grind them up, and then I'm gonna have some fresh chilies. It's gonna be so good.
Oh man,
now
that sounds yeah, right. I haven't had breakfast yet.
But yes, 9:21. What else is in your wheelhouse today? What's going on? You got any good headlines besides? I have a couple. So
cool. Well, I just want to start off with this one because it was my birthday yesterday and I was feeling a little old. So Indiana Jones 5.
What's it like to feel old?
Is
it because what people tell you what it is to feel old, and you see that and you relate to that, or do you actually have a feeling that this is different? Because sorry to interrupt you, but
no, go for it.
For example, in the movies and stuff, they say, "Oh, when your bones creak, that means you're getting old." I'm like, I don't know if that's true.
Well, I do notice the physical changes. Like back when my folks lived in Albuquerque, I could make the drive to Albuquerque in one sitting. Just not stop long enough to refill.
What's that drive? Like 10 hours?
Oh, at least it is like 1,000 miles.
Okay, ooh, gross.
And I like taking the back roads sometimes. I could do it in one sitting. Now there would need to be a stop.
Are you talking about like a restroom stop, or you mean like I can't sit in this car for? I
got to get out. I got to close my eyes for at least 2 hours.
See, my response to that is I don't even like being in the car for more than an hour.
But I could, and now I can't.
I can't.
Or now I can't stand up without making sound effects. Things pop, and I go.
Because what we were talking with the Holly about this because she worked in hospice care. And I was always wondering what is it like when it's enough's enough, basically. And because hospice care is relatively new in the nursing / medical world, and I realized it's like, why would I ever want to be 90 years old? Because I watched an episode of comedian Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. They came with a new season on Netflix, and it's really good. But there's one of my episodes because Holly was like really interested in the concept. I was like, here, let me show you one of my favorite episodes. It has Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks in it. But you could tell that they're older. Like Carl Reiner was in like 90, I think, when they filmed it. And if no one knows who Carl Reiner is, like that's the only like old person I really know that I actually know what they did, like the Dick Van Dyke Show, and then they did The Jerk. I think he directed The Jerk, and like he's like a comedy kind of legend in a sense. But he's an older guy, and then you could see their habits. They visit every night. Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner,
Mhm.
and they watch a movie together, and they have a whole system. They have the TV tray, and like you could just tell. And Holly's like, "Oh, this is so cute," and I go, "That's probably the only thing I would want to do if I was their age, is like have a friend like that and watch a movie and have fun." But like outside that, like if I just can't walk around, because Carl Reiner was like walking around, I was like, this guy's 90 years old,
Mhm.
so he didn't care if he's old. Like he didn't seem to care.
No, and it really is a state of mind. You know, my dad was in his 90s when he passed, and whereas his memory was going and he knew it, he was still active.
Mhm.
He walked every day, and he'd have those. I can't
Probably
believe I
didn't eat
made it this far.
jalapenos.
No, he wasn't a jalapeno kind of guy.
Hmm.
But kind of yesterday, talking to Katie, our hopeful intern,
Impromptu show-host, or
right.
co-host.
And talking to her about the 60s and realizing that this is like 2 full generations behind me. You're a
Yeah.
generation behind me
Yeah.
because you're the same age as my son. So anyone in their young 30s is a generation. So anyone, 15, 20 years younger than that is 2 generations away.
I
from
always
me.
thought the generation would be split by 20 years. 'Cause
There-
that's a give or take. People have
thereabouts. But
babies.
as we've been growing and we've been waiting longer to have babies, it used to be 20 years.
Have we though?
Yeah, more women are waiting to be later.
Well, I mean, I would say about 60% of my friends, 70% of my friends were having kids before 30.
Yeah, but no. I remember back in the 50s and 60s, they were if you didn't have your kid before you were 19 or 20, you were.
Oh,
In
that's
danger.
right.
So it really was every 20
Okay,
years.
okay.
So it's gotten like 25, 30 years.
Okay.
And so I realized talking yesterday, I didn't feel old doing it, but I realized I've got from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, aughts, and the 10s, I've got 6 decades worth of experiences that I can actually draw on that I can remember. And also when I was young, stuff like World War II or Korea, Vietnam were still recent history for us.
Mhm.
Think about when I was born in 65, I was closer to the Korean War in age, when I was born, than most kids born nowadays or most teenagers were when the Gulf War started, Desert Storm. Or Desert Shield, I should say.
Okay.
So I was closer to, you see what I'm talking about? I was closer to Korea age-wise than most kids are to. So that's ancient history to them. They have no idea what we were there for or why. Vietnam
Did
got
you-
replaced with Desert Storm.
Well, I mean, in the bigger scale, I was seeing that Cleopatra, the queen or whatever,
Queen of the Nile.
Queen of the Nile, was actually closer in years to the cell phone than that she was to the pyramids.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Pyramids went up 3,000
But like
years
in
ago.
our generation, like when I went to school, I just thought it was all just like within 100 years.
Mhm.
All that stuff happened in Egypt, right? No.
And that's why you got to be careful is we do more and more like period, like movies or because people get nostalgic, but they'll start, unless you know what you're talking about, I will know when polyester came in to what the hairstyles were in 1974 compared to 1976.
When polyester, I have a question about this because I inherited a bunch of shirts from my grandfather and all that stuff. Like, I don't see how polyester was popular here in Texas, just because it's just how hot it is.
Doesn't breathe, but that was the very reason that all the cotton stuff, all the breathable got snapped up quick. Nylon, stuff like that was relatively new. That was a Dow Chemical thing between their New York and their London offices, which is where nylon, NYLON, comes from.
I mean, that's hot here. I can see we're wearing it up in
we were tough.
cooler.
We were tougher back then.
parts
Think
of the
about we didn't
world.
have air conditioning until the 50s.
Yeah, but that's just uncomfortable. It's like,
no, you because Texas has always been this hot.
like I enjoy heat. Don't get me wrong.
But when it's
I like
104
it.
outside,
But when you're wearing that and it's 104 outside, that
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense to me.
and they didn't have deodorant then either.
Well, I mean, I don't wear deodorant, so I'm just kidding. We gotta take a break.
Okay, I
gotta
thought it was
take a
the
break.
burger. I thought it was the cheeseburger I was smelling.
There were some interesting cats in IHOP, weren't there?
Yeah, we were the early lunch crowd there.
It's like half of what usually happens at Waffle House. So
we gotta go. I'm taking you to Waffle House next week,
well,
my friend.
why can't I take you?
Because you took me for my birthday.
Well, I live right by a Waffle House.
We'll take each other.
Yeah.
We'll have a date.
I'm still working on getting my first name basis with those people. I'm working on
Oh,
it.
I'll help you with that. I'm
So-
good at that.
Morning's Lone Star, irlonestar.com.
Shout out to
And-
Bernie, yesterday's waiter. See, that's how you do it.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Hey, did you have a hard time hearing him?
Yeah, he was very soft spoken.
Very soft. I was like, man, I don't want to screw this up. Let's see.
Can you understand the words coming out of
You're
my
listening
mouth?
to Mornings Lone Star. We'll be right back.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Statistics show that 1 out of every 6 Texans struggles with food insecurity and hunger. And many people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. The Better Living for Texans program is here to help you learn how to make healthy menu choices, save money at the grocery store, prepare quick and delicious meals, get more good nutrition in your day, and get more physical activity. Classes are fun, friendly, interactive, and free, and taught in English and Spanish. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Welcome back. 931 Lone Star Community Radio, Mornings Lone Star, every weekday morning. Yeah. We got special guests coming in, and now it's all slippery. What happened over
What did
here?
you do over there, man? What have you been doing while we
Always love the sniff test. It smells safe. We have we had the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary coming in at 10 o'clock about a fundraiser and making a pledge and supporting those wolves over there. And it is kind of gnarly to watch the wolf videos. So I don't think we can talk about it while our guest is here. Because and again, it's like a PR thing. It's like, how do you present these vicious creatures? But they're not vicious.
Wolves aren't vicious. They're not docile.
But they can be.
Yeah, well,
there's a reason why they're separated by a wall when we want to see them.
Right, exactly. And like in any animal.
I mean, we've all seen The Gray.
The Gray?
You ever seen that with Liam Nielsen?
I missed that one.
Dude, it has like one of the weirdest endings where he basically has shot glass bottles and he breaks them and duct tapes them and he fights a wolf. Because the whole movie is these wolves are tracking him down.
Okay, see.
You need to see this movie, man. It's wonderful.
I need to.
It makes no sense, but it's wonderful at the
I
same
need
time.
to.
I'm waiting for somebody to take his movies because he's probably made at least 7 movies that's kind of like the same premise of him just beating up people. And it's almost like you could cut all 7 of those movies to make like a 2.5-hour epic movie that you could string together.
Well, that
somehow.
could be a ticket stub thing where you show a 5-10 second clip of Liam Neeson beating up somebody, and then you have to determine which movie it was.
There was a Steven Seagal movie I saw, and I used to be a big fan of Steven Seagal, like just whatever. And he's been making movies in Ukraine and like all this crazy stuff now. Well, there's a movie he made, I want to say in the late 90s, early 2000s, basically And the only reason I knew this was you could tell by the cars. They basically took 3 movies and put them together. And in between the action scenes, they'd put these other movies in there. So, like, for example, the scene would be with me and Steven Seagal fighting in the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I gotta get away. So the next scene would be a person that you can't really see get into a car, and a chase scene would ensue. And then basically you think that's Steven Seagal on them, but no, that's from a movie 20 years ago.
Wow.
Because there was a scene in it. It made me think they had a heist part of it, and they stole something in Las Vegas. Well, every car in the scene was from the late 80s, like the boxy. Like, yeah. I was like, whoa, wait a second, this is way too early, like, for what they're trying to present. And then I look online, and like, sure enough, they used action footage of 3 other films, and then they just spliced. I think that means like Steven Seagal was in 20% of the movie. Because everything else was another. Isn't that amazing?
Very interesting. Ha!
So
I hadn't thought about that. But speaking of movies and aging, started this whole thing off. So Indiana Jones 5, they're working on it, but the release date's been pushed back to July 9th, 2021, which means that when it comes out, Harrison Ford will be 79 years old. Now, we were just talking about how, we have someone who's 80 that, Carl Reiner, well, I'm 80.
I'm going to let you straight up. No, I saw Ant-Man, and Michael Douglas plays Pym in it.
Mm-hmm.
They did a flashback scene, and whatever they did, they took Benjamin Button and made it 10 times better. He looked like Michael Douglas, as in like 25-year-old, right before Gordon Gekko, Michael Douglas.
Well, what they probably did was took footage from Wall Street or streets of San Francisco even, and take some still shots from that.
Have you seen Ant-Man?
I haven't seen it yet.
Man.
Like, I hear the new one is really good.
It creeped me out how much. I was like, well, how do they do it? Because usually when they do silly shots like that, you can see like the light under their eyes. Looks like it's like goggles almost.
Or they were a little fuzzy when they did it in the X-Men movie with Magneto and Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
And they tried to de-age Patrick Stewart,
and I'm like, man, there's so much light here.
Yeah, it was.
But no,
they did a decent job, but you could tell.
Yeah, and then this, I could tell, but I could barely tell, and I was like, that's creepy.
So Harrison Ford going to be 79.
They can do whatever they want. I'm convinced anyone can make any movie about anything today, as in like having the ability to. You can make him look 60, 40, 30, like whatever you want.
But would you watch an Indiana Jones movie knowing that there's 80-year-old Harrison Ford, but they're digitizing to make him look 60?
I think, again, we go back to that belief thing you'd like to say.
The willing suspension of disbelief. And the keyword is willing. How much are you willing?
I would say, as if plot taken out, the Crystal Skull and Indiana Jones was an entertaining movie. If you take out the plot. It was fun. There was some adventure going on, and it would have
made a good episode of the Young Indiana Jones
Chronicles.
Chronicles.
Curious. It was a very curious movie, and I like that because you really didn't know where it was going, and then until you saw the spaceship, you're like, "Where was this movie going?" But I think they could do it. I mean, I think Harrison Ford. I think Steven Spielberg is clearly a good director. He's directing it, right?
I think so.
And like
at the very least, he's producing.
I was kind of disappointed that they didn't commit to Shia LaBeouf. Because I was like, that makes sense. That's a lateral move right there. Like, continue making Indiana Jones, but with his son.
Well, that was the plan. Then Shia LaBeouf went off the deep end. He pulled.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. And
I thought it was just more of like no one liked him.
Well, he kept on getting the fights and stuff. He's hard to ensure. And then he decided to go art house. And there's this movie. It's on Netflix. It's called Nymphomaniac. And there's actually 2 different movies, part 1 and part 2.
That's a Lars Van Tour. What's his name? The weirdo.
Yeah, and I've been known to flip channels late at night to see what's on.
Oh, here we go.
But this movie, even for me, was like, are you kidding me? And they're like, oh, no.
It's an art house,
Yeah, but it was... The funny thing was, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. So you see Shia...
I already know.
Total...
It's called Nymphomaniac, so it's got to be something
totally
weird.
Full frontal. Nice. But I'm like, oh my God, so this is like bad porn, but... reading the behind the scenes, it's like, oh no, they're prosthetic. No, these are prosthetics. We didn't show his real genitalia. We covered it with fake genitalia. Yeah, because I'm like, how could he have because I mean it was flat out porn. I'm like, oh no, we took
Actors
latex.
precaution and okay. Well, no, I mean I just thought that would be even that. Regardless, just keep doing it.
Well, they got to find someone else.
So, what do you think they're going to do with the fifth one? They went to space already with the spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
They did the not. They did the
that's the
Nazis.
thing. Well, and then with the fourth
And they
one,
did
it was
the
more the
art.
communists. Remember, it started off as the communists. The Nazis became the communists before it became spacey.
Yeah. What would be next? They did the Holy Grail. They did the Ark. They
Indiana
did the
Jones
spaceship.
versus the hippies.
What else did they do? Help me out here. They had Ark. I'm going blank here.
They had the Ark. They
Cup,
had
spaceship.
and the second movie, because the third movie was the Grail.
Temple of Doom.
Yeah, so it was like finding and that was like a flat out Alan Quartermain movie.
That was fun.
Alan Quartermain would
I mean,
go
the dude-
find the ruins
Dude got
of the
a heart
city.
ripped out of him. That's awesome.
So yeah, happy
I don't know what they would do.
79th Harrison Ford when your next movie comes out.
I mean, do you think he really wants to get up and do that? Oh, gotta go do another Indiana Jones movie.
I actually,
I mean,
I
what-
very much believe. I think you just nailed it on the head.
How much money does a person need at, especially at Harrison Ford?
I
Do you think he's just acting to stay alive?
think so.
I mean, I figure that's normal for some people. I just keep
Well, I'm
working.
an actor. I guess I should act somewhere. Or he could be. This could be a movie that he's
I was
demanding
very
that,
curious
that
about.
Indiana
We
Jones
had,
gets
we had-
killed.
we had this discussion, and the listeners can let us know on Facebook. Like we were talking about Robert De Niro and like how fast he fell, as in like a Prestige, because there was like 20 years of Robert De Niro movies that were just Oscar worthy. This great roles.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, he's not in those movies anymore. So I always wondered what was going on with that, because I think it was like when Meet the Parents came out. That's when he just goes, I just like money.
Mhm.
And that's what I'll do. And I'll get paid crazy. Because I was reading, I've been reading about Marlon Brando and how insane he was. And there was a thing about how when they approached him, this is at the point where he just alienated himself from Hollywood.
Right.
And they approached him about Superman. And he basically made the first ever demand ever to be paid $100,000 just to read the script.
Yeah.
So that wasn't even, he didn't even say I was going to be in the movie, but I'll read the script for 100. That's what he basically like full out just on the phone. It says like, yeah, they wanted him to be in the movie. He's like, all right, I'll look at the script. $100,000. Thank you. And then they paid him.
And that's the thing. You're paid what the market will bear. That meant no one had to pay him for it. And of course, he was a nightmare on the set for the 3 days he was shooting. He couldn't remember his lines.
Well, Brett, a listener just said that De Niro was tired of being typecast as a gangster. I mean, I'm trying to think of the movies he wasn't a gangster in, and that he did really well. I mean, Raging Bull, he wasn't a gangster.
Raging Bull, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, Taxi.
I mean, he was gangster-ish, but he was a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Cape Fear.
Yeah. Well, he was a thug, wasn't he?
It was a thug. Well, there's a gangster.
Sure.
And then there's, there's Heat.
Yeah.
And Goodfellas. That's gangster.
And he was a good man.
So, and any actors afraid of being typecast, they just need to stop taking the gangster roles that are offered.
True. Or just do something completely wild, like a Shakespeare stupid movie.
Well, that's what
Actually,
I love.
what's your favorite Shakespeare like pure movie that they actually did Shakespearean
like
stuff?
not like 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah,
or,
but like I'm like Romeo and Juliet with DiCaprio. Like they actually tried to do it.
I loved that thing. I love interpretive Shakespeare, and that brought it to a whole new audiences.
What's his name? There's two British guys. They did like 2 movies in the past 5 years. Like Ralph Fiennes was in it, and I'm gonna go blank. I'm gonna look it up.
The Wachowski brothers or sisters now, the Wachowskis.
No, he's known for his Shakespearean acting.
Kenneth Branagh.
Yes,
Mhm.
he did 2 movies. He directed some movies.
Oh yeah, he's done. My favorite film adaptations of like pure Shakespeare, meaning where they're not couching it like 10 Things I Hate About You or something like that, would be the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio one, because it was just so bold. It was fearless. Putting that to that soundtrack and cross-dressing Mercutio at one point, it was awesome. And then I love Kenneth Branagh did a version of Much Ado About Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
when he was
Yeah,
married.
it has that wonderful actor in it, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that was the one sour point to it. But it had Denzel Washington, great actors, and it showed what Shakespeare, without getting bold, is. That it's funny that you can watch it and laugh and get what's going on without a single word being changed or changing guns to swords. I mean, changing swords to guns. So those two, and the Olivia Hussey 60s version of Romeo and Juliet was great in its own way too, but it was, Tights and Tchaikovsky. Helen Mirren was in a great production of The Tempest one time. That was, I like it. Well, and one of my favorite ones, back in the 70s, CBS would do CBS Playhouse live. And they would put on stage productions, as if it were a live show, no audience, but so they'd have the camera up on the stage. And there was a Much Ado About Nothing with Sam Waterston in it, from Law and Order in his early days.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's called, the movie I found, if I'm right, it is Coriolanus.
Coriolanus.
What's that?
It's a play.
Is it a Shakespearean
Yeah,
play?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Ralph Fiennes directed. That's who.
Rafe Fine.
Rafe, whatever.
Rafe Fine is his name. It looks like Ralph Fiennes, but it's Rafe Fine.
But he did like an updated adaptation of it.
And was it? No, it wasn't Rafe. It was his brother. What's his brother's name? It begins with a J. Who did Shakespeare in Love?
That's right. But that's not.
It's not a Shakespeare show, but he did it was a fun movie. I did enjoy it. Lots of in jokes. Yeah, because there are lots of in jokes that if you knew Shakespeare, you got a lot of the in jokes. But if you didn't know Shakespeare, it was still a great story.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I'll give it that. We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio, 945. Don't forget, 10 o'clock, we got our friends from the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary coming in the studio, talking about an upcoming pledge drive with singer-songwriter Coco O'Connor.
Cool.
So stick around. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Path to the Plate is a research-based education program that helps consumers understand how their food choices impact their health by making the connection to agriculture, learning about how food is grown and produced, and how consumers can make better food choices for themselves and their families. Path to the Plate is all about dispelling myths and misconceptions. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Woman, you want me, give me a sign. And catch my breathing even closer behind. Touch with the ground, I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Smell like a sound, I'm lost in a crowd, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
Welcome back. We got about 10 minutes until our guest, so we can hang out with some wolves. Not really, but we're going to learn about how to raise funds for the wolf sanctuary over there in the Montgomery area.
Do you think she's listening outside?
I hope.
Because if she's not, I'll tell you.
You know, it's funny.
I want to ask her about, remember the movie Wolfen?
No.
Oh, it was based on a Whitley Strieber book about, they weren't werewolves, they were wolves in New York, but they were wolfen. They were like supernatural wolves, and they grew up alongside.
Wolfen?
Wolfen. In the movie, it was Albert Finney, and Gregory Hines was in the movie. And it's basically they're trying to take back the slums, the wolfen. You know, they want the slums of New York to stay the slums because they eat dying people. They can sniff out disease. It's a really, remember, this is Whitley Strieber, who later on said he was kidnapped by aliens and did all these movies, books and movies about him being kidnapped by aliens. And he also did the movie War Day, where he wrote in the first person, where he's a survivor of World War III, but because it was nuclear weapons, it only lasted one day. And yeah, no, Wolfen, early 80s. Like Albert Finney, Tom Jones himself.
They have some great actors in it.
Oh, yeah.
Edward James Olmos. They got Tom Noonan.
And it's young Edward James Olmos, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Noonan. The really 7'4" tall guy you probably saw in either Manhunter or RoboCop 2. Yeah, great movie. Yeah. They changed it slightly. They gave it a real Native American feel to it in the movie that wasn't in the book.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Wolfen.
Wolves. All right. So since we're going to have a guest, we can give you about 8 minutes to be anything political. We'll give that to you.
Well, I don't want to go like political per se. I can say what's on the headlines. Sacha Baron Cohen, who once upon a time was funny, but apparently he's just relying on the same shtick over and over. Every few years, he'll come up with a new character with a foreign accent, some vaguely Eastern European foreign accent, and film him trying to be as outrageous as possible against normal people, typically those who lean right. And, he was in the Ali G show, then it was Borat and Bruno, and he's doing a news show now, and CBS is under the gun for this one because he got some people, including Sarah Palin, who, you really got to be desperate for ratings if you're going to go after her because, and I say this as a conservative, she is old news. I mean, she made a run for vice president, got stomped, went out of the political life after her governorship was up. So she hasn't been mainstream for many years, but for some reason, Sacha Baron Cohen figures she's fair game. And he dresses up as a disabled veteran. We're talking wheelchair.
Well, it looks like the premise of a show is to trick political people.
But she's not political. I mean, she'll go on, like Fox News or something as an analyst, but she's not in politics. She's not a governor anymore. She never made vice president. This is so, that's like going after James Baker or Dee Dee Myers, who worked at the White House in the Clinton years, who, has done nothing since. You can't say Dee Dee Myers.
Well, he did Dick Cheney, apparently. And
Dick Cheney signed a waterboarding kit. Well, Dick Cheney's like, hey, it worked. So he signs it because he's got nothing in his mind to be ashamed of. But to fake being a veteran at all, let alone a disabled veteran. A lot of people are saying this. Okay, this is your sense of comedy. This is once again comedy that's just not comedy anymore.
Well, no, you can't. I mean, you can't say comedy can. There's so many levels of comedy. You can do whatever you want, in my opinion.
No,
like,
I agree with that. But
and if it's distasteful for a certain group, then there you go. Like being a disabled vet, like is that a wise choice for the population? No, it's not a wise choice to do that. But you know, if you're trying to make a joke and you're a person 20 years from now, it could be seen as funny. I mean, think about all the great comics. People did not like them at the time. They had protesters. They had all that kind of stuff. It was distasteful.
I also agree. You can go the other way around. You could have comedy that's really funny in the day, but 10 years later, it's like, oh my golly, that was racist or misogynistic. So yeah, no, comedy is mutable. That's not my problem. To me, it's just the latest in a long string of what comedy has become. And I've said this before. Comedy is just, blank the president, drop a mic and walk off to cheers. This is just the latest in a long stream. Think about a short clip that was really taken out of context where the president was making a gesture that looked like he was making fun of a physically disabled reporter. It turned out it wasn't the case. But Meryl Streep, Robert De Niro, everyone got on it. This is like, oh, he sucks, he does this.
Yeah, but I mean, you would almost say that pretending to be a disabled vet is a way to disengage, but to it might be disengage, engage Sarah Palin to make the joke. Like she gets her guard is down, and like that's.
I'm splitting my sides with laughter here. Michael Moore did the same thing when he got his interview with Charlton Heston, who was the president of the NRA at the time, for Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah.
Michael Moore told him, "Hey, I'm doing a pro NRA movie. I love guns and this and that. I'm going to sit you down for an interview." So Heston sat down and he's like giving facts and figures. And Michael Moore like, just joking. I hate the NRA and this and that. And Heston just said, okay, this is over. Took up his microphone and took it off and walked away. It's like,
I'm not seeing any pictures. I want to see pictures of what you're talking about. I'm looking it up. I don't see anything. I think you probably paid too much attention to Mike Drudge. I think that's what you do.
Well, no, I made sure that I got this from 3 different sources.
So I don't see any examples though. It just says she was duped.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it says.
But do you think
so? We don't have the full story. Why don't we wait till we see the interview?
The interview may never see the light of day.
I doubt that. It's on Showtime.
It's like saying, let's wait to let's not talk about a Mueller investigation until we get the results of it.
I mean, that's what I feel like it's happening right now.
No,
I haven't really seen anything.
Yeah, right. Think about it. I can't believe the Russians have gone from total evil empire, able to sway an entire 30 million voters, to they just haven't done anything lately.
Well, they lost in the World Cup.
Well, there you go. If they'd put more resources outside of the if they stopped supporting usurping U.S. elections and put in the World Cup, they may have won.
Yeah. Actually, in the political news, we got about 5 minutes. I wanted to follow up. If you guys remember a really great picture, an Iranian woman was protesting the headscarf, and it got some really good. I mean, I imagine the photographer is going to win something for the photo, but she got sentenced the other day. Guess how long she got sentenced for?
Either very short or very long.
20 years.
Wow.
So apparently, and this is what I'm reading, is in Iran, women showing their hair in public face penalizes ranging from $25 fine to prison time. So I mean, I kind of like when they have, and this is similar to the other story we were talking about with the Oregon folks who got pardoned by Trump, where they didn't fit the crime they didn't fit the judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So $25 to prison time. That's the range you get.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they set that up to be corrupted? As in, like, we like this woman, $25.
To have such a wide range of punishment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are you able to?
That rings faux to me. F-A-U-X.
Well, clearly this woman's being made an example of, and it's unfortunate. And I hope people pick this news story up, and I hope with NATO and all those world organizations being a talk of the town because of either Donald Trump's visiting them or there's a meeting or something, that this gets brought up, because that's pretty crazy. Well, to imprison a person for taking off a piece of headwear.
Speaking of NATO, this is my last talk. There's a summit going on right now.
Yeah,
in Brussels. Belgium is the headquarters of NATO. And there's someone, and Trump's getting in people's faces about, listen, we're not the piggy bank anymore. You know, and Facebook is blowing up with all these people like, oh, now he's going against NATO. I defy anybody listening, except for Brett, because I'm sure he already knows it. Name me 5 countries in NATO. Go.
United States. Russia.
No. Soviet Union was part of the Warsaw Pact, which was the anti-NATO. That's what I'm saying. People are getting bent out of shape. Oh my gosh, you can't even tell what is NATO? What does it stand for? North Atlantic Treaty Organization. But I mean, people are getting bent out of shape over Trump saying something in NATO. They don't even know what it is, what its purpose is. What he's saying is just, if he's saying it, it's got to be bad. And it's like with the Kavanaugh pick. Actually, there was media outlets that put out press releases that they accidentally forgot to add the name of the actual nominee for the Supreme Court. It was just literally 2 X's. And they were going on about this horrible person. One of them accidentally put out that it was a female because they had a press release set up in case it was Amy, what's her name? Comey. And they were literally protesting half an hour before the name was even said. They were out there chanting. You can't protest unless you know what you're protesting for or what you're protesting about. So I defy anyone to name me, just except for Brett, because I'm sure.
Well, I mean, they're just protesting the administration. I mean,
that's not the thing. They're saying this Supreme Court nominee is going to set women's voting right backs by 100 years.
Well, let's change subjects. We're going to talk about wolves here.
Wolves. I want to talk about wolves.
Yeah,
I'm tired of talking about people.
Yeah. Gee golly.
Yeah.
It is 10 o'clock right now. We're going to take our top of the hour break. We'll return with some weather and traffic, folks. And, of course, the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. So stick around.
You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com. Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? The Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your question. Get seen on TV or YouTube and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Sponsor your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris. And we're with the Ticket Stub Podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, check out the Ticket Stub Podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. I smell like a sound, I'm lost and abound, and I'm hungry.
Welcome back. Mornings Lone Star, Dick and Skippy. I'm Skippy, Dick. It is 10:04 on the dot. Already up to 84 degrees outside. Going to go up another 6 or 7 degrees up to 91. Only 10% chance of rain all day. But the winds are picking up. The official Lone Star weather tree outside my window lets me know the winds are coming out of the west-southwest at 8 miles an hour and 81% humidity. You know what that makes it feel, how hot it is outside, Dick? 94 degrees.
Can't wait to go outside.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We have a special guest in the studio.
Well, we got to do traffic.
Oh, do traffic. Okay.
I mean,
Hey, you skipped weather earlier. This is my revenge on you.
Yeah, so looking at traffic, there isn't any. There we go. There's a traffic report. Thank you.
You did that on purpose, didn't you? Okay. Well, I'm moving. I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm going to talk to Nicole and said, I got Nicole Rogers in the studio with us today. She is the executive director for St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
And we also have on the line. We want to introduce
she's already
her now.
on the line.
She's on the line. Yeah, man, take care of this stuff, man.
I was just trying to get me coffee.
So we have a singer-songwriter. We have Coco on the line. Coco, are you there?
I'm here.
Coco O'Connor, correct?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So now we're all here. So now we can continue.
Why, thank you.
Yes.
Why are we here? So why are we here today, Nicole?
Well, because we're very excited. We've been having this wonderful partnership that Coco O'Connor, a fabulous singer-songwriter that's on the line, came to the sanctuary with to help us raise funds for our new relocation because we're moving our sanctuary over the next year into our new property.
And from and where to?
We're moving from Montgomery, and we're in Montgomery County off of 105. We're moving right up 105. It does cross over the county line, so now we'll be in Grimes County, right there, kind of where the Stoneham area is. But the address is Navasota, but it's really pretty far out.
Is there an official Wolf of Grimes County, or will they be able to adapt to their new environment? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, 10 minutes up the road's not going to make a big difference, I don't think.
we were talking with bear people a few weeks ago, and they were telling us there are 88 different breeds of bear. What about wolves? We tend to just throw wolves in one big melting pot, but.
Well, I am not the wildlife biologist that manages the sanctuary. I get to do all the unfun stuff, all the administration and the fundraising. I do know that there's different species of wolves, but I'm not learned enough to tell you all the different ones.
But so that we're not just picking out one wolf in particular to be friendly to. This is.
Oh no, we rescue wolves from all over the country. We get over 100 rescue calls a month. So we have an Arctic wolf out there. We have
your
a black
Facebook
wolf.
really gives a good
Mhm.
idea of what goes on over there, especially the type of wolves
Mhm.
and the species of wolf and things
Right.
like that. You just go to their Facebook page, St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. Because I've been there.
We were for a minute, didn't you?
Yeah. No, I've been there several times, and it's just your Facebook's really great for pictures and videos, and
And Instagram is even
Yes.
better. Yeah, we have lots. So lots of different followers, and absolutely a good point. Yes, please visit our Facebook page. That's at St. Francis wolfsanctuary.org, Facebook and Instagram. Lots of information there.
And
Awesome.
with that, we found you guys because you're trying to raise money, and Coco O'Connor is a singer-songwriter. So, Coco, are you there?
I am.
So, how did you get involved with St. Francis?
Well, I have a new record that was released June 8th and I wanted to reach out to wolf sanctuaries that were doing a great work like St. Francis, and see if I could use my music to help support their efforts to educate the public on wolves and rescue the wolves that needed to be rehomed. So fortunately, Nicole was very responsive and encouraging, and said, yeah, we would love to partner and have your pledge music donate. We're donating 25% of all the funds raised to the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. And after we meet our goal, we donate 50% off of pledge music. So I just wanted to give back to an organization that works with wolves because of my past experience having owned wolves in the past.
I was gonna ask, because typically, when a singer-songwriter or musician finds a cause, I don't think wolves are like top of the list. So you actually have a personal experience in that.
Yes, I do. I had the fortunate experience, and mine was a fortunate experience because we were very well suited out in I have a recording studio and home out in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I love Santa Fe. And there are beautiful wolves out there.
Yeah, I'm out here now, so it's really fun. I spend my time back and forth between Nashville and Santa Fe. So to make a long story short, my husband and I, we had the good fortune of getting some wolf hybrids, and we raised them since they were pups. We bottle fed them, and we had 10 acres that was enclosed. So they were very well protected, and they had a good life. While we got to live with them and share with them well over about 15 years. So
wow.
Had a good experience. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like there was a good fit. I mean, were you just in general trying to find a wolf sanctuary, or was there something special about St. Francis that really caught your eye?
I love, first of all, I don't know. I love the name St. Francis. So I reached out to a couple of different organizations that were wolf sanctuaries, but I was kind of secretly hoping that St. Francis would be the one that kind of got back to me and we could work with. So that's just kind of how that happened, just by kind of happenstance or synergy. So it was really good. And I know that there's, like, Nicole is very we want to make sure that I'm not advocating the ownership, because I'm not. I don't think that I think only certain setups are and certain people can have wolves, or high content wolves, I should say, in their lives. So. Absolutely
agree with you, and you see that. At the pet stores around Easter time, all these, you think that 2 months later are going to be a lot of homeless bunnies and chickens out there.
Yeah. And, like I said, we are mature. My husband and I were mature people, and we had a lot of land. We were fortunate enough to have a lot of land. And not only that, it's not just having land, but you have to have the enclosures like Nicole has for her wolves, enclosures. And there's a lot to it. And also, so of course, that you hear these horror stories of people who have tigers or wolves in apartments and stuff. So it's definitely not that. And thank goodness that people like Nicole and the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary are there for people who think they have, think they can handle something that they unfortunately just can't.
Right. Yeah. I suppose there's no 30-day return policy. Nicole, what makes a sanctuary? What makes a sanctuary for a wolf? Meaning, do they roam free, or are they kept in certain conditions and nursed to health?
No, once we rescue a wolf or a wolf dog, which is what Coco's referring to as a hybrid.
Okay.
They live in enclosures, generally in pairs, but we do have one, what we call a mini pack, which is 3 that live in one. They're social animals or pack animals, so they do prefer to live with another animal in enclosure. But when we rescue wolves, wolves don't, they don't know each other. They're from, when a wolf lives in captivity, they rarely are coming from the same pack. So that means that we can't just put wolves together or wolf dogs together immediately. The wildlife biologist who manages the sanctuary, Brittany McDonald, spends a lot of time gradually working to introduce the wolves so that she can make a pair, because they're not like dogs. You can't just throw two into a room and then they'll work it out. This isn't how this works.
Oh, there's
This
been
is-
many a college freshman in the same problem at the dorm. You just can't, throw them together. You find out that one of them's really messy.
Right. So it takes it's a process to put them together. Right now, we do not have any singles. We've just we've actually got everybody paired right now, which is just fantastic for us.
Great. And so the fundraising that's going on, that's to raise funds for, is it food, is the shelter, the rent, the insurance?
All of that.
All the
Yeah.
above. I was going to say, or
So
all of the above.
We're raising funds, of course, for just the general day-to-day operations that happen at the sanctuary that we're running for the past 16 years that's there. But we're also, we've bought these 15 acres in Navasota, and now it's time because our lease on our land is expiring. And so now we have to build an entire new sanctuary on this land. But it's going to be such a fabulous thing because the new sanctuary, right now our enclosures are about 1,000 square feet per pair. At the new sanctuary, they will be 5,000 square feet minimally per pair. So these animals are going to get much bigger enclosures. I mean, 1,000 square feet is more than adequate. It's a good space.
Right.
But 5,000 square feet is going to be like living in a mansion to them. And they're going to have natural underground dens and water features at the new sanctuary. So there's there's going to be a lot of additional features that we have in supporting the community with our education and outreach about these wolves. We have lots of scouting troops and schools that come and visit us. So we really want to be able to keep doing that in all of our programming as well out there. We have the coolest thing ever called Howl Nights, where the community, people can come out and they can actually camp overnight with the wolves and a keeper. And so they get to hear the howls in the morning and in the evening, and they cook out over the fire. We have birthday parties now with the wolves. We have all kinds of stuff that
that's
help us
great.
generate money.
Is that what brought you out there, Dick? Birthday parties?
I think I think one event y'all did was you could come see the wolves,
Yeah.
and it was kind of, I think, actually a birthday party for one of the wolves.
We just had that
And-
this past April. That is the birthday party of the wolves. We have that every spring. We have 2 major annual events that are open days. The birthday party for the wolves is held every spring because wolves are born in the spring. So we celebrate that, and we have vendors and music and food and keeper chats, which is the funnest part. And we have a silent auction the same day. But we have people come from all over the state for that event.
Wow.
But our biggest event is coming up on October the 13th, which is a Saturday. And that's our fall event, and it's called Festival for the Wolves. So if you go to our Facebook page, you'll already see that event up. We encourage you to go and hit going, or at least interested. And you can already buy tickets for that, and it'll be the same thing. That's our biggest event, and we have quite a number of people come from all around for that.
Well, one person on our Facebook is asking, do you guys accept PayPal?
Yes.
Okay. So they just need to visit the website? Where
Yes.
can they find that? Okay.
So
So there you go.
Yeah, that's www.stfranciswolfsanctuary.org.
And the folks who haven't been out there before or after the move, regardless, one thing I like about the approach y'all do is it's very open.
Mhm.
So when you come see the animals, it's very similar to like a zoo in a sense of you can see them in their habitat and you see them running around. And some of them are like, I forgot which one was like huge. I mean, the legs were a yard long or
Wow.
something like that. It was crazy
Longer
how tall
than my legs.
like how tall this animal was.
You're probably thinking of Achilles. He's our Arctic white wolf.
Yes.
And I believe
huge.
I believe when he's standing on his hind legs, he's a little over 7 feet.
Yeah, I mean,
So he's-
isn't that crazy?
He's at 7 feet or close to 7 feet. I hope I'm not, but he is definitely
His
a very
feet
big
are
guy.
like this big.
Yeah, he's got very large falls. He's a big guy, but he's a sweetheart at the same time. But we also have, they don't even have to wait for one of these events. We have tours every day, except for Mondays and Fridays for general sanctuary tours. if you want to get really up close and actually do an enrichment with the wolves to actually get on the perimeter, not inside the enclosures, but on the perimeter in front of the enclosures and do an enrichment with the keeper. And it's a one-on-one tour. Those are called VIP tours. You can also buy one of those. Those are very
How much to
popular.
battle one? No, I'm just kidding. That's a poor joke.
Well, you can play tug of war with one.
Really?
As an,
Oh,
as
dude.
we
We got to go do that.
Oh,
As an
man.
enrichment, we often do that on the festival.
We don't
day.
want to forget Coco's on the line,
Yeah.
and I know she's not here. So let's kind of give Coco a time. So Coco, you're raising funds with your album. Tell people where they can listen to your music and where they can find you real quick.
CocoO'Connor.com. That's my website, which is all O's and 4 consonants. So that's what my name is made up of. My dad liked Coco Chanel, and I'm Irish by marriage.
There you go.
Yeah. So CocoO'Connor.com. And let's see, of course, I'm on Facebook, Coco O'Connor Music, or no, I think it's Coco.O'Connor. That's my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can just Google Coco O'Connor, just all O's, remember that. And Pledge Music / This Old War, or pledgemusic.com / This Old War is my new record. And you can also, I've got a little video there, which if people are interested on my history and actually seeing some footage of my wolfies, then you can go there and watch that. And then you'll also see who produced the record and who plays on the record. We were really fortunate to get Sadler Baden, who's with Jason Isbell in the 400 unit, to play guitar.
Wow.
Mike Wren, who's played with Emmylou Harris and Rodney Crowell, and then Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, Rich Brinsfield. So we had some really awesome players, and my producer's Parker Kaysen. So yeah, we're really proud of the record, and I'm glad that we can have use music to support these wolves. There's also opportunities there's pretty cool items there on the Pledge Music. Like if you are interested in a wolf tour, you can book it through the Pledge Music. So all of the funds will go to St. Francis with that. And you can also book, if you want me to come with a wolf tour, I'll be happy to come down there and sing some songs, and there's house concerts opportunities and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's we got some fun items.
And trucker hats.
Oh, you got me
Yes.
a trucker hat. Okay.
Well,
I just got those too. Actually, Nicole, I was going to reach out. I just got those on my doorstep here in Santa Fe. So you're about to get some. So we have
Yay.
sold some of the trucker hats. So yeah, it's trucker hats with the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary logo. They're navy and brown, and they look really, really, really great.
Awesome.
So
Well, again, Coco, what's the website? What's all that stuff before you gotta?
CocoO'Connor.com.
Okay.
And that's my website. And then Pledge Music, if you Google Coco O'Connor or the album called This Old War, which is OL''War, then you'll get that.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. People, check out their music, purchase her music, support the St. Wolf Sanctuary. We're gonna say goodbye to Coco because I know she's on the phone.
right.
But we're gonna do with Nicole real quick. Thank you, Coco.
Thank you.
Coco.
Guys. Thanks, Nicole. Good to hear you. Bye.
Bye, Coco.
So Nicole, what's the next event they're having at the St. Francis again, so people can come out? Like, what are the general rules of it? Can I just come out now?
No.
Okay.
No. Sorry, my voice cracked there. No, you must, if you want to come out to the sanctuary, it is not just open walk-in. You do have to go to our website and book your tour.
Okay.
And tours do cap out. So if you're interested in doing one, you need to go on ahead and go in and select your date. It's $10 per person, except for children under 5. They're free. So you can do that every day, but Monday or Friday. And then the next big open day, what we call an open day event where anybody can just walk in that day, is the Festival of the Wolves on October 13th.
Okay.
That was nice.
Thank you so much for stopping by and letting us know.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
So we've been talking to Nicole Rogers and, of course, Coco O'Connor, and that's a lot of C's, a lot of O's, and a couple of N's in there. For a great event, because Dick's been out there. I am like so clueless on wolves and everything, so I'm fascinated.
Well, I want to know
when
when's the new sanctuary opening?
When we get it built. Yeah. Hopefully we're shooting for 2019. That's our goal.
All right. Well, we're going to be taking our break here on Mornings with Lone Star. It's 10:23 a.m. That's St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. Check it out. And that's Coco O'Connor. check out her pledge that she's helped supporting this great organization. It is a nonprofit, so they have PayPal for the listener who asked that.
Woot, woot.
And they have really neat things that you can purchase to help support trucker hats.
Oh, we have a whole gift shop full of stuff.
There you go. And you can check them out on Facebook. I encourage people to check that out because it's really neat to see the wolves in action. Like, especially you have videos recently when it snowed here.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see
I
them
bet.
run around and
they
like
loved
roll
it.
around. And I'm like, man, these things can just murder me. But it's
But they won't because they're sweet.
well, they're also in a cage.
And I have to mention very quickly, it's very neat that you're playing Duran, Hungry Like a Wolf, because I just sent them a request to do a benefit concert for us yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Simon LeBon, if you're
Yeah.
listening to us, and Andrew was the Wrigley's. That no,
I have no
Andrew Wrigley
idea.
was from Wham. The other guy, Duran, you know who you are. Come out and play the benefit concert.
Yes, please.
Maybe they'll let you be in the compound with them while you play.
Yeah. Well, I'll shoot. You know what? I would shoot the music video. I'd bring out my camera. I'd shoot it.
That's wonderful.
Throw Simon LeBon in there with a bunch of
You're
wolves.
listening to Mornings with Lone Star. We're going to take our break. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Does volunteering at a nonprofit horse sanctuary sound wonderful? Or are you a veteran or a veteran spouse and think trying a peer group session through a local Horses and Heroes equine program might be worth trying? Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary, located in Grand Central Park by appointment only, is home to a growing number of rescued and donated horses. Visit our website at henryshomehorsesanctuary.org or check out our Facebook at Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary for more information.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, president of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Welcome back. Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy, 10:27 in the morning. A cool 84 degrees outside, and it is 10:27 on the dot. As Dick gets coffee, I'm going to change my voice. Okay, so you were listening to Nicole Rogers and Coco O'Connor. Nicole's the executive director for St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary based out of Montgomery, and they are looking, they're getting a new facility, so they're raising some funds for it. And Coco O'Connor, singer-songwriter out at Santa Fe, New Mexico, is helping out. Great stuff. Dick, I got an idea for how they can help raise money. Have an escape room. And at the end of the hour, if you're not out, they open up like a trap door and the room is filled with a lot of hungry wolves. Oof. So you got that incentive to get the heck out of there before your hour's up.
Well, that would be that would be an interesting escape room where you're surviving in the wilderness and you're trying to solve these puzzles left by you know, the Aztecs or something.
Right.
And then if you don't, the animals will get you.
So Nicole, if you're still tuned into us, just think about that. Just combine an escape room with wolves and see what happens. And best of luck. It would be so awesome if they could get Duran Duran to do a benefit.
Well,
concert.
immediately when she said that, I thought of social media is so easy to do, and you get this video. Like, imagine if they just go on their Instagram or something saying, "Hey, support St. Francis." That would shoot people there.
Yes. So Simon and the rest of the members of Duran Duran, help yourselves remain relevant. So be sure to like St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary.org. And I'm guessing the saint is the ST, St. Francis, with an I. So there you go. That's a great interview. Like that. And maybe we should have gotten Coco to sing a song, but
we were running on time.
Yeah, we'll get her next time.
Yeah.
Speaking of PayPal, because you had asked if PayPal.
Yeah.
And PayPal's kind of on the hot seat right now. Not too bad, but there's this married couple named Lindsay and Howard Dirtle, and Lindsay unfortunately passed away from cancer, the wife, and Howard was sent an email that she owed them money for, quote, breaking their rules. Apparently her death somehow broke the not the rules, what's the word I'm looking for, their terms and conditions at PayPal. But they had to apparently the PayPal sent out the wrong letter, like form letter. And so there's nothing earth shattering on that one, but PayPal, just be careful what you do send out there. And I got some movie news here that I just don't know how to handle this. This just popped up on my news feed. And they're going to shoot a Joker movie.
Yeah.
You know who they've cast as the Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Right. Really? Because do you think that after Jared Leto, they think, hey, we can't really get a real whack job? And isn't Joaquin like pretty much a total whack job?
I mean, I'd be interested just to see what kind of money they're trying to make, because the thing with Marvel, they announced, not to like, they did it to the public, but most people don't care. It's like their 20-year plan. I don't know if you knew about this.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I did.
So it's like they seem to have a foresight to what they're trying to achieve. Now, this to me is like, oh, hey, we own this stuff. We don't know what we're doing with it. Let's just see if we can make some money because of Justice League performing so poorly. So I think, make movies. Who cares? People see it. They see it. I mean, they have a movie called Skyscraper where The Rock has a fake leg.
Well, that was just so you know what movie he was in.
That's the joke. He knows what movie he is in.
Well, what am I?
This is the one with the
how many
gorilla?
legs do I have in this
Is
scene?
this the gorilla, the car, the fake leg? I'm always jumping from buildings, so I need to know. And
this is my problem with the DC universe right now. Marvel did it pretty much only once with Spider-Man, that they kept on rebooting Spider-Man. They had Tobey Maguire, then they had Andrew Garfield, and now they got this new kid. And so, it's like 3 reboots. Same thing with the DC universe. Like everybody, they rebooted Batman 3 different times. And then Superman, they came out with Superman Returns to kind of reset it as to, okay, we're going to pretend Superman 3 and 4 never happened. And then they suddenly change it again. So the Joker,
what happened,
they've had 4 different Jokers now.
The playing field changed, because if you remember back when Superman's success with Christopher Reeves, that was really a good standalone movie, and it did well by itself, and everyone was okay with it. But now the market is saturated with comic books. It's really hard to be different unless there's some type of angle you're working with. For example, the Marvel stuff has that comedy angle in the comics, like that. There are certain characters in the world did have comedy, but some characters did not. But they kind of made it family friendly, or they want the kid who is seeing this movie be able to see the next Marvel movie. And that's what I think I liked about Deadpool is Deadpool was lucky enough to not to have that connection to other shows, to other people, and to other fans. Like he doesn't have to be in an X-Men movie, because he would have to change the way X-Men's done because of his rated R, mentality.
Right.
So, and then they did it a little bit with Logan, because Logan was rated R.
Yeah, but that was like alternate reality future. So
I think that was more of, what's his name? Is it Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman
goes, I'm not making another movie unless it's like this, like for the fans. because I felt like Logan was made more for the fans, not for let's make this X-Men 1.5 and it'll bridge us to X-Men 2 kind of thing.
Now, here's a question I have, because I still maintain Christopher Reeve for me was the Superman. He was, and I loved Michael Keaton's Batman. Now, there was only about 10 years between the two movies, Superman and the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. So conceivably, because Christopher Reeve's accident, his terrible accident where he fell off a horse and broke his neck and was paralyzed, happened in 95. So they could have started a Justice League universe with those originals, with Christopher Reeve, Michael Keaton. Trying to think who else. That would have been good.
Yeah, but I also think there was a lot of, and I think this is what Marvel did in a sense of with Sony, is there was a lot of legal jargon during that time, because who owned what for distribution.
Even the guys that invented Superman were left out of the loop.
Well, I mean, but
Simon and Schuster,
do you have an idea?
or whatever his name.
Sony basically shut up for Spider-Man because they said, we'll make you a lot of money. I mean, I really think that's what happened in their legal proceedings, because Sony owned Spider-Man and like for X amount of years.
Right.
And so it was like, well, Marvel, we really want to make a Spider-Man movie because we have an idea that works with Tony Stark, but Sony owns it. So Tony Stark can't be in it because Tony Stark.
Yeah, Marvel Studios owns that. Sony Studios owns Spider-Man. Yeah, but even before they got the new kid in, they had the Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, they tried.
Oh, well, they had Tobey Maguire, and then they had Andrew Garfield.
They tried to do it. And then it was more of like someone goes, hey, we'll give you 10% of what it makes. And then they're like, oh, okay, cool. I think that negotiations are now happening between big money producers.
It just seems to me that on both ends, they were just trying to reboot till they found it right. They tried to reboot Superman with Brandon, not Brandon Fraser, Brandon Roth, however you pronounce it. And I liked him a lot. I thought he was great channeling Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
And then he's gone, and they bring in Henry Cavill, and same thing with Batman. We go through the original Batman series. Now, thank goodness they got rid of the whole Joel Schumacher, George Clooney Batman nipple thing. But then it's okay. We're going to restart it again with not Christopher Nolan. He's the director, Christian Bale, and now it's Ben Affleck. So even the last 10 years they were using Christian Bale's Batman, but now we can't have that anymore. So we got to reboot him yet again with Ben Affleck. So it's like, stop. Do we want to keep on rebooting? It's like having seriously a different James Bond every 2 years.
I mean, I really think if it comes down to what the public wants, no one really knows until they try it. And then they see that it's not going to make as much money. Same thing with Star Wars. Did they fire that Kennedy woman? Did I see that? Let me look that up.
Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah, let me see.
Well, I know that for episode 9, they fired the original, the guy that did episode 8, and they brought in J.J. Abrams again. Like, save us. And here's the thing, Abrams is going to have to rewrite whatever they were going to do for episode 9, rewrite it to kind of undo as much as possible from the previous movie.
Yeah,
I'm going to wonder how Phasma survives, or Snoke, what's her name's parentage, or the Emperor Snoke, or whatever, that were just totally shut down in the last movie. Abrams is going to have to find ways to give people better answers. There's a huge push out there to actually have it redone, re-edited, or it's reshot. And it's funny when your own fan base, when you go to a level that your own fan base says, we want this changed. I haven't seen that since, and this is going to sound funny, the last episode of How I Met Your Mother. The outrage was, I thought it ended how it should have ended, where the mother dies and he wants to end up with the love of his life that he's been talking about for the last 10 years. But people wanted a different ending so badly that the creators actually re-edited the final episode to get rid of the death and give it a happy ending. And they're like, okay, we heard you guys. So just think about the power of your audience, that they say, we do not like this enough.
For something that doesn't really matter in the end. No, I agree.
As a writer myself, and I've told you on my novel, I got death threats for killing off the character. And at first it scared me. Then I loved it, thinking, I made this guy up. He's a figment of my imagination. He does not exist, but I've affected some people enough that they think he's real. enough to be upset at his passing.
Well, I think also you look at it, there's no more.
No.
Well, there's no more. But I mean, like, if you kill off somebody, there's no more of that. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't enjoy these books anymore because this guy's dead.
Right, but I also kill him off halfway through the book. In fact, my own publisher, it was funny. That's how I found out that it was going to get published. What happened was my novel, it had this publisher in Canada had picked it up, and we went through all the grief of publishing, and it got to galley phase, which is the final phase before it goes to print. And then the publisher folded. They just went out of business. It was Edge. It was named Edge Science Fiction Publishing. So I had to start all over again. So I was sending more of the manuscripts back out. And I got this call from a number I didn't recognize, and I picked it up, and this woman starts yelling at me that I've killed him. I can't believe you killed him. My brain's going, I'm playing back like the last 20 years of my life going, did I kill someone that I just can't remember? And then I found out it was the publisher, and she'd been reading the book, and I got into the part where I killed off this character. And she picked up the phone to call me going, is he coming back? Because it's a time travel novel. I'm like, no, he's dead. But you can't kill him off. And I'm like, who is this? And she told me who she was, and the
Probably
publisher
shouldn't
she
have
was
said
with.
ruin the plot right there because people might want to buy your book.
Well, I told her, well, keep reading.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
10:39. You know, you're going to find out after this break, not any more of that book talk.
We're going to talk some local stuff.
Yeah. Time travel murder people. Cool. Mornings with Lone Star brought to
It's
you
the
by
name of my next
Conroe.
band, by the way, Time Travel Murder People.
You're listening to Mornings with Lone Star brought to you by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Folks, we'll be right back.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
What can the Better Living for Texans program do for you? You can learn how to increase your consumption of fruits and vegetables, choose foods that are relatively inexpensive and good to eat, make your food dollars last longer, prepare quick, nutritious meals, help your children learn how to eat healthier snacks, and much more. Our program is committed to helping people like you improve your health through providing research-based nutrition education in a friendly, cost-free, and relaxed environment. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Welcome back. Mornings with Lone Star, Dick and Skippy. Hey. Hello. 10:42 on the dot. Good energy today. Great interviews. Good banter. Great
Yeah.
interaction with our audience. All of you. Yeah. So we're getting down to kind of like our final section.
Well, I want to
here.
remind folks, I think if I'm reading this right, tickets for Fire Up the Bands has been sold out for the pre-show. Remember they had two sections. They had the after party and they had the pre-party, which is for the VIPs.
Yeah, the VIPs.
They sold out of the VIP stuff, so you can't sponsor a table. You can't do that. You can't see Corey Morrow, I think, but they will open the doors. Tickets for standing to enjoy the rest of the party and stuff like that. I think at 9:30, is that what it is?
So you're right. So you'll have to gate crash. That's what we're planning on doing. We're just gonna, throw our muscle around.
What you do is it's 4:30 and you go in the bathroom for an hour and then you come out and like, oh great, you guys are here.
I think we should just walk up like a couple of hours and say, hey, Dick and Skippy, with the radio show, we're supposed to meet and
it usually works.
There's a great movie.
I tried to get into the Wolf Cage with that, but they wouldn't let me into the Wolf Cage.
There's a great movie called The Paper with Michael Keaton and Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And where the reporter says, a clipboard and a confident walk will get you through any door in the world. And it's pretty true. You just have a clipboard in your hand and you walk through like you know what you're doing. You got a good chance of that. They teach you that in spook school.
Yeah.
But locally, so this is something that apparently you knew about this, but I didn't. So Montgomery County Youth Services, it's been a stalwart nonprofit for Montgomery County, is changing like everything, their name, their logo, their location. They're becoming Yes to Youth. So Montgomery County Youth Services, or MCYS, is becoming Yes to Youth with new logo, new name, and you said new location on that, right? Cool. So Danette Suiting is the CEO. Basically explains that, they wanted something that would kind of, it's a rebrand, reaching new audiences, kind of making, getting rid of some of the questions about what do they do. So basically they're saying yes to youth. And so they obviously provide services for at-risk youth throughout Montgomery County. Check out the local Conroe Courier for a story on them and show them your support, because I believe the children are our future. And I believe we should teach them well and let them lead the way. I'm going to stop quoting there because I don't want YouTube to shut us down for copyright infringement.
But yeah, that kind of wraps up today's show, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Anything else you really want to talk about?
Let's see. I just find it funny that in 24 hours we've gone from how the Supreme Court nominee is going to destroy all women's voting rights for the next 100 years to
I think
literally nothing today. Literally nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's also, I think Trump's been busy. So.
Well, yeah, because now, no, it's NATO. He's going to nuke us with NATO. Every time I want to find out what's happened with net neutrality.
Yeah.
With the nuclear war with North Korea. Every time there's been this, that Dianne Feinstein or something, or Elizabeth Warren has been saying, this is the end of civilization as we know it. This is Armageddon. Pelosi is great at that, Nancy Pelosi. And it goes on both sides, too. Every time, this is a game changer. Love to, I want to do follow-ups on these. We still haven't been nuked by North Korea. Net neutrality, I'm still paying the same amount for my internet. Yeah, women still have the right to vote. Laws are being enforced. Schools are still in session. Something that about the wolf thing, this kind of caught my eye. You heard about the story that these poachers went in Africa and tried to kill these lions, and the lions
and they ate them. Yeah.
So I have an uncomfortable number of friends on Facebook who were cheering this.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's a fine line. So we want people to die, but remember, these are the same people that say, "Oh, but mass murderers shouldn't be put on death row because all lives matter."
I think you get way too wrapped up into this stuff, man.
But isn't there?
Because to me, that kind of comment doesn't have any room to grow, because this is something that happened across the world, and you can kind of see that person on Facebook. That's kind of morbid and mean, but.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Are we happy that people got eaten by lions? Yeah, they were bad people. Don't get me wrong, but do people like that?
Were they bad people?
Well, they were illegally poaching. They broke the law, but
they probably had some starving family. They're trying to put food in the table on the bellies. So why can't you hate on a person like that?
There you go.
So
that's my question. I got people cheering their
That's one
death.
thing I'm kind of surprised about with the vocal range of social media is how often do you have a conversation with somebody who says, yeah, they should have died? and meant it. Like, I don't think I've ever really had a face-to-face conversation about someone proposing. Yeah, I'm glad that person.
But the thing about social media in the old days of the internet, it would be you could change your name and just be hiding behind a handle. Now on, people know that unless you've been hacked, this is you saying this. And I remember after the last school shooting, I had people saying, well, I'm placing bets on the next school shooting. It's like, you want there to be another one? You're actually placing bets and hope you win this? And you're actually
I don't think people
hoping that people get eaten by lions?
Okay, when you say your friends on Facebook say this, how are they really your friends?
Yes. And I have a big
And I'm not saying how Facebook.
No. I'm not saying like fourth level. You know how,
so if you saw them at the coffee shop,
I would ask them.
I would like, so you want them
you
to
really
die?
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's like you're really cheering that somebody got eaten by a lion, but you have a mass murderer on death row.
I'm upset there wasn't a video of it.
You're right.
But I mean, there's
well, they had the video of the guy got killed by the bear.
Because I did go through a whole YouTube thing of like lion attacks after that. There's some solid ones. There's a scary one where I think it was in India. They're on elephants and there's a high grass. And all of a sudden you see a little grass move. And I'm not kidding you. This lion leaps probably 4 or 5 feet in the air.
Oh, good.
And you're like, there's a lion. And then here, I'll pull it up.
Well, you looked at it. Did you hear about the model who decides to shoot some Instagram photos of her literally swimming with sharks until a shark climbed down on her arm and started chewing away?
Oof.
Yeah.
What kind of shark?
5 foot long. I want to say tiger shark, but I mean, it messed her up. And I saw a quick interview with her yesterday. She's like, yeah, well, I thought it was a good idea to go swim with the sharks. That looked cool. And then I just felt my arm and now I got to have all these surgeries because I'm a model. She's a nursing student and a model. And so her desire to get an Instagram following, because I guarantee you it wasn't the nursing student who did this. It was the aspiring model. Got her arm done, chewed up. But I mean, she kept the arm. But people, swimming with sharks is a bad idea. Okay. Nature wants to kill you. It does.
Yeah.
So don't go swimming with sharks. Don't go wrestling with bears. And go to the wolf sanctuary and watch the wolves from a safe distance in their enclosures and give them a good life too.
Yeah. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Okay.
Cray.
Oh man, I'm watching videos right now. Now I'm distracted. We got to be close up to today's show.
Yeah, so we can watch lion death videos.
Yeah, so today's show is brought to you by Conroe Coffee and Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Special thanks to St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary and of course singer-songwriter Coco O'Connor, talking about a fundraiser they're doing for the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. And then also go visit them. They're moving in 2019, it sounds like. So if you want to check them out today, you can just book a tour, St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary, check them out. Outside that, tomorrow we're going to have a replay.
Cool.
Yeah. But we will be back on Friday.
But I will be here on tomorrow, for the ticket stub.
Yes, that's true. That's true. We're going to be having, on Friday, Intercept Ministries is back in the studio, talk about their Christmas in July. We had them a couple weeks ago, but they want to come back and remind you folks about that. And then
get that Christmas spirit going.
Yeah. And then outside of that, again, we won't be here tomorrow, but so we'll be back Friday. If you're interested in being a guest on the morning show, reach out to us at irlonestar.com/MWLS. Coming up for the rest of the day, check out the show calendar, irlonestar.com. Thanks for checking us out. We'll be back Friday morning.
Start through the forest, too close to